Don't let dash light spammers pressure you forever.
No! God! No! God, please, no! 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 No!
One eternity later.
After this video, you'll know exactly how to counter 99% of Granblue's neutral. Let's break down the nitty-gritty of the dash light mind game. Don't get gaslighted into mashing, because dash light is always plus. And based on distance, it's around +2 to +4 on block. Don't be fooled into thinking that it's only an 8-frame startup. Since it needs to be done out of a dash, it forces at least 1 frame of dashing, making it a 9-frame startup at its fastest. And it's hard to do consistently, so the opponent will do a slower 12-frame dash L eventually, making it easier for one of your jabs to randomly connect with it. Not to mention that they make themselves vulnerable by moving forward before the move is active. Sadly, the startup is still unreactable, and I've got a little something for instant dash Ls. Press the dash macro forward and light at the same time to make it easier to execute. Think of it like a bargain bin drive rush, but all dash lights aren't made equal. Take a look at this. It reaches almost 1.5 Colosseum tiles on a top tier like Belial, while La Diva has to make do, with it being a little under 1 tile. And the nerfs have made more have-nots across the board. So studying up on these ranges could give you the edge in some matchups. One of the nerfs was increasing its recovery. Currently, it has around 25 total frames without the dash frames. Technically, you could stay at the edge of its range and whiff punish it with your 6-frame far light on a frame 19 reaction at the latest, and you could practice this in the lab. By setting up a bot to walk, go for a dash L or other random options in the neutral. Then replay it with a position change. But here's how to punish it without a Sharingan. Throwing out fast, safe-ish, and very active normals in the neutral could stop their onslaught. This could be something like your standing or crouching, light, or medium. And this tactic got even better, since the nerfs made it easier to hit dash light in its startup and recovery. Although, your light could clash with the dash light. And that's a toss-up, to be honest. So a medium is better, since it will win against it and crush it. Belial has an amazing fair medium for this. Since it has a 6-frame startup, it's active for 5 frames, while it only has 24 total frames, making it hard to whiff punish. I've got something in the works that will show you exactly how to win clashes and crush your opponent. So subscribe to see that as soon as it drops and support its creation. Don't underestimate the power of neutral jumping in the neutral. It could get the drop on a dash L or other forward advancing moves. Putting projectiles on the field could halt their approach as well. Also, you could get lucky with a dodge. Basically, you need something with a chance to hit dash L in its startup, or avoid it without much risk. Here's the structure of typical dash light pressure. The opponent can enforce their advantage on block by going into a 6-frame move, like a +1 far light, or a close medium if they're close enough. And the close medium could lead into pressure from their triple attack. They can get a hit confirmable combo from either as well. But this is another inequality. Not all characters have a 6-frame close medium, leading to less reward for a non-counter hit dash light. Another option is a 7-frame move, like Belial's plus on block, crouching medium, but it will only combo on counter hits. The reason for 6 and 7-frame moves is that they act as a frame trap to punish mashing when a player is +2 on block, against even the fastest of 5-frame normals, like Belial's crouching light. After this, they can go for another dash light and create looping pressure. Or they could create another frame trap instead by canceling a normal into a special or doing another fast normal. At any point in the block string, they can attempt to throw you when you're trying to respect their advantage. Some mad lads will walk up and use a close normal to throw you off, or they will shimmy to punish an invincible move, throw, or normal. And looping dash lights aren't that bad either, but they cannot be canceled into specials. With this, the parts of Exodia are assembled to create a seemingly endless plus on-block pressure loop. The key word here is seemingly, because I'll show you how to exploit the holes in this structure. The nerfs increased the pushback of dash light, making it harder for the opponent to hit a move after it on block. For example, a little over half a tile away is the furthest distance Belial can be, to do a dash light into a close medium. Close to 1 tile is the limit for a far light. And not much more than that is the limit for his 7-frame crouching medium. When they can't use these normals, they can't frame trap you. At this distance, mashing out with a crouching light is way better against Belial. That's likely to try to dash light into dash light. So if you have an idea of the distance, or think that the opponent won't go for a frame trap, part of the mix-up is eliminated. When you block a dash light, and the opponent is in range to use a normal, this isn't the best time to try to mash out, because they could frame trap. Unless you think that they're likely to walk up and throw. What you could try against this is blocking, then delaying your throw tech or strike. Your action should be late enough to avoid the frame trap, but just in time to beat a walk-up throw. Their counter to this could be a shimmy by walking back, then trying to punish your delayed action. And your counter, in this 5D chess match, could be nothing, putting both of you back into the neutral. Or you could use a mashed low or delayed low to hit them walking back. Also, if you aren't in the corner, you could walk back against a throw. Here's where Belial's low-hitting crouching medium comes in handy, since it can beat this without any extra effort. You need to mash to beat a walk-up strike consistently, though. The better time to try to mash out would be after they use a dash light into a normal. A lot of the time, they will be trying to use a dash L, then a normal, then a dash L to loop. Or they could walk up and throw. At this point, there seems to be at least a 6-frame gap, letting you mash out with a 6-frame crouching light and pick up a combo. What they can do to counter this is cancel the normal into a fast special or do another fast normal. But that fast special could end their turn like a -5 back special on Belial. And the normal in this case could be Belial's far medium. Or they could delay and try to hit your normal. Frame data-wise, +4 on block moves, like when the tip of a dash light hits, or a close light, should only leave a 5-frame gap when an instant dash light is done right after it. But it seems like the game artificially makes the window wider, to 9 frames, giving you the chance to mash a heavy normal on some characters. You could roll the dice and use an invincible move at any point of the block string, which would make the opponent want to shimmy more, to beat it in the future. It's not a bad idea to just block it out sometimes, say whatever to throws, and get a feel for what they like to do. The dash light loop doesn't do chip damage, but it pushes you into the corner and it can waste time, increasing the value of a life lead. And I'm really not above playing this lame to win. Here's an interesting predicament. It seems like the dash light loop isn't actually infinite on some characters anymore. On Vegeta, after a point-blank dash L, I got about 4 far lights in, before it whiffed on the 5th one. Surprisingly, the pushback was just too much to continue. I've seen dodges during the block string, but from my testing, dodging a far light after blocking a dash light will put the dodger at -14 or worse, and dodging dash light after blocking a +1 normal will leave the dodger at -4 or worse. When you inevitably block a dash L, it's completely fine to just burn a bravery point brave counter and exit the situation for now. There's the foundation for you to go forth and develop more specific plays against dash light. Or for you to level up your counters to these counters. Do you want to see more guides that show you exactly how to win against the latest and greatest new characters and top tiers? Then don't hesitate to subscribe.